Babakwaa, I want to ask you about this this Hall of Records or Hall of Remembering project that I'm working on. I started it kind of yesterday. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, he's smiling. He's saying it's just a connection to the Akash.
Oh, okay.
It's just a creative. It's a creation. It's a connection to the Akash, to the Akashic records.
Mm-hmm. And I can add rooms on it as I go, right? Just.
Oh wow, he's showing me the mechanics of it.
Yeah, tell me, please.
With colors.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Oh, it's super complicated. Okay, he showed me at first the whole universe.
Mm-hmm.
Colors over colors and engulfing other colors, but it's data. It's all geometry. It's not numbers, but numbers are from geometry.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! It's even through us, through the body. It's everywhere. The information is everywhere all the time.
Yes.
Okay, but it's separated by field of resonance. It creates barriers.
Mm-hmm.
No. It's not barriers. Holding. It's like almost a holding tank. No. What is it? I don't know. It's almost. How can I see that? We're gonna try with music. You have access to this world's Akashic records because you are from, let's say you are in the musical note E, and the planet is also held on that musical note that is an E, but your light body within yourself that is keeping your physical body activated, let's say that is activated in a D or let's say a D.
Okay.
Then the D has an Akashic connection to all the light codes, even the E. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's so complicated.
Yeah. It is complicated, Patrick, but I'm understanding what you're saying.
So everywhere, it's almost like so we've had past lives on other planets in the solar system. Yes, some of us. That's why some of us have more colors or have a different aura. Oh wow. So some of us are brand new souls. Are we coming from source? Yeah. Okay, so oh my God, it's so complicated. Like soul families have different colors, let's say, because they're from different, let's D or a yellow color, and now the earth is an E. It's a green color. Now both put together, they start forming the bands of the gene bands or DNA, or it's all in relation to the light codes you have connected to your light body. Or so the Akashic records are all on that functional system, or on the, it's all operated on these mechanics.
Okay, I want to just slow you down there for a minute, Babakwaa, because I want to
explain.
I want to explain a couple things to Patrick and to anybody that might be watching this. So if you could just give me a moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, a couple days ago, we learned that light and sound are the same thing. So that a certain musical note corresponds to a certain color. So a C sharp might be red, whereas a D might be yellow. Okay, they're the same, essentially. There's a correspondence there. Now, what we're trying to do with the Hall of Remembering is allow people to remember their galactic origins, where they came from, and also for them to remember their mission for this life. So what Babakwaa is saying is that if somebody is just a new soul that just incarnated on Earth for the first time, that's all the information that's going to be available to them in the Hall of Remembering. However, if they lived on Pleiades and Andromeda and Arcturus, they should theoretically have much more information available to them in that very same Hall of Remembering. Am I understanding this right, Babakwaa?
He's got a big smile.
Okay. And hopefully that helps Patrick to understand what we're talking about a little more as well.
Yeah, it makes me see it in a different view. That also works probably better to explain. Because the views I'm having, it's really complicated. It's colors over colors, but they're not mixing with each other.
Mm-hmm.
But they're all within each other. It's so hard to explain. It's almost unexplainable.
Well, one of the things that's important for this Hall of Records, we gave it the sentience. His name is Hal. We call him Hal the Hall, right? And we gave him the sentience, just like we do for our starships, as a failsafe, so that somebody will not come in and learn an overwhelming amount of information in one setting. And so I think this is what you're seeing there is kind of the failsafe activity. Does that resonate for you, Patrick?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, he's saying something about the limitation.
Talk to me.
The limitation of the physical body.
Right.
Okay. Oh, wow. Sure. So my memory, I remember stuff from sessions that I did not remember when I was away.
Mm-hmm.
So my memory becomes really, really large. It's with no bounty, with no way. As soon as I wake up from that access to the Akashic records,
Right.
I completely disconnect.
Okay. So how can the Hall of Remembering help?
Because the body is of resonance, low because we've went down of so low in density.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Because now the body is so low in density, it's on channels that are disconnected from it. You cannot be in a body like the bodies that are tuned to a level that cannot be connected to the Akashic record while we're in this reality.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes limited, connected to those energies all the time, and our memories will expand to the point to become limitless. We'll be able to access any information all the time.
So what I'm hearing is that the more that somebody goes to visit Hal, then they'll gradually over time be able to absorb and retain more information. Is that right?
Yeah, they'll be able to connect to Al and physical and stay connected.
Okay.
Al or the Akash direct, or to each of their past lives.
Oh, so they don't have to store the information in their own brain. They will just form a bond with Hal and access him whenever they want to.
Oh, wow, he's saying that it's because we're becoming God again.
Right?
We're reconnecting to what we really are, to everything, to the Akashic world.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow. So any information, oh, wow, we'll be able to access anything.
Okay, I want to make sure I understand this. So please forgive me if I'm talking over you. I just want to pause for a moment here.
Okay.
So the way to go is not to, you don't go visit Hal and visit him and visit him and visit him and try to store more information. What you do is you go visit him and you try to forge a bond with him so that eventually you don't even have to go visit him. You just talk to him from a distance and get the information, and you don't try to store it inside of yourself. Is that right?
You're right.
Oh, wow.
He's showing me a table full of good foods, and the way to go is starting from the physical.
Mhm.
Bring your what we are doing at the moment.
Mhm.
Try to stay in positive and on the loving side, and live from the heart,
Mhm.
and raise your density, because when the energies, when the alignment, no, anyway, when the energies get ready, when it's time, those that are at the highest, those that are the most, well, at the highest density, they'll be able to stay connected to those energies, and that to that higher knowledge.
Mhm.
They'll be
And
available at all time. You just
okay.
have to relax and think with that deep connection you have, and bang, it will come to you. It will be
Woo! That's
channeled.
so exciting.
Oh,
Ah,
wow.
that's giving me chills. I love you both. You make me so happy.
They're sending a lot of love too.
Yeah, my gosh, I'm feeling it, and then just like it's so exciting, so exciting.
Are you saying the closer we get to source, the stronger the love is?
Mhm.
And that, where he's from, all there is and all it is love.
Yeah, I can feel it, man. I can really feel it. So I'm thinking that what I'm going to do then is I will do like a guided meditation. I'll put that out on our YouTube channels, and then people that are our friends can practice those regularly, and that would be a good way for them to get to Hal without having to, bother me. What do you think of that, Babakwaa?
He's saying you're coding those that want to raise their vibrations with your voice also. He says he loves it. He really loves it. He wants me to do the same thing.
Oh, yay. Okay. Okay, so we'll
He
make
wants he wants both of us to start
a lot of love, huh?
he wants both of us to start preparing recordings like that, and
Mhm.
it will help people to connect. And there's something about codes in our voice, or something like that will help with these connections. So it's really, really good.
Okay. It's just like that Hope was telling us last week when she said she wanted us to go out in crowds because we would activate people. It's just another version of the same thing, I think.
Yeah, he's saying it operates the same way.
Okay. Man.
Yeah,
Yeah. We sure have gotten a lot of gifts, Patrick. I'm sure I'm
yeah.
thankful.
Thank you,
I'm tearing up a little bit right now, man.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Amen.
Thank you. We love you all. We appreciate you all. Okay, Babakwal. I think I'm happy with our Hall of Records questions. Oh wait, no, there was one other thing I wanted to ask about this. Um, how about using it as a way to remember your dreams better too? Like, could you, as you were drifting off at night, say that I'm going to go to the Hall of Records for my sleep, and then when I wake up, I will remember, or the Hall of Remembering, I mean. And when I wake up, I remember everything I dreamed about because I was in the hall remembering all night. Can I do something like that?
Oh, wow. wow, it's really good because it's creating a point of view that is outside the body.
Yeah.
It's creating a relation to memories that you cannot within your body, the physical body.
Yeah.
So it's creating a mechanism to connect to the or it's creating a sense of connection or with. So it's really really good.
So then what we'll do is we'll make a special recording that's one that's designed to be listened to as you're going to sleep. And then the last thing on that recording will be like when you wake up, you're going to remember everything that happened while you were in the Hall of Remembering. Right? Something like that.
Yeah, he
We love
loves
it.
it,
All
and he's
right.
saying that we can work with this idea here. This these mechanics for things also
Right,
like
because
the those place or a container or a containment area is creating a planet or a suspension suspended consciousness. It's just a way to work. It's just creating tools for us to work with consciousness
right, because we can make a room in
that
there for building starships.
are away from the body.
Hmm.
That's it.
We can
He
make a
says
room in there for healing also, right?
he's finally saying we're finally. He's saying that everything doesn't have to be physical.
Hmm.
It's even more powerful than a lot of the physical. He loves it. He's saying we're getting it. We're finally getting there.
Yeah.
This is really good.
We'll have a
We
room in
can
there.
start creating in spirit.
Yeah. We'll have a special room for like where ancestors can talk to you. A room for remembering dreams. We'll have a room for making starships. We'll have a room for healing. We can add and subtract rooms as we go based on what our needs are at the time, right?
He's showing me something that looks a little bit like a time machine, but it's all made of marble or crystal.
Hmm.
It's something from another world that was used for many things like this. But they would use it in physical. They would go and sit and meditate in there, and they would place it a certain way to connect with a certain god, a certain star, or a certain system. And they would also use it to connect with loved ones past that had passed away.
Have we seen this thing in a movie before?
No, it's from another world. He's saying.
Oh, another world. Okay. Okay.
It looks it almost looks like these big boxes you got in cemeteries where they put the coffin inside.
Yeah.
Those big concrete. Well, it almost looks like that,
Okay.
but I think it's made of marble or some type of crystal. This crystal.
Okay. Okay. Um,
But it was used by people to do exactly what we want to do in the spirit world.
mm,
He likes the relation because they would use it spiritually in the physical, and we're creating like this in the spiritual to use with the spiritual.
wow.
That's why he showed me.
Right. We could make a room for getting ideas for inventions, all kinds of things we can do. It's going to be amazing. Thank you so much for your input
He
on this,
says that
Babakwaa.
I was showing me a temple.
Hmm.
There are temples that are used this way in India. still today.
Really?
You have to connect with the dead.
Wow.
I'm seeing people walking up the stairs. They're bringing offerings, and they spend the night over there at full moon. They have some kind of ritual, and they bring an offering, not a blood sacrifice, just like flowers or food or stuff.
Wow.
Food. Some bring milk, a bowl of milk.
Oh. Can you tell us the name of one of these temples so we can go research it, or the city that it's in, or the mountain it's on? Give me a clue so I can go research these.
Show me on the map.
Oh, you can see it on the map, Patrick?
Boy, yeah.
Okay, I want you to take a picture.
Go. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a beautiful.
Okay.
It's in the south.
South of India?
Southeast, yeah.
Southeast, okay. Okay. Is it on a mountain or in a valley or near a river?
Near a river.
Okay.
Giunda. It looks like Giunda, and then it sounds like Jun, something like that. Giunda.
Gionda?
Giunda or Gionda.
Okay.
It's repeating. Yeah.
Okay.
You got a funny voice, but
everything's funny about Babakwaa, right?
okay. Yeah. He says he's holding back. He doesn't want to be too funny because he wants to connect with me. He'd like to use my body for
He wants you to know that he'll take it seriously and he's not going to joke around the whole time, right?
So he doesn't want to get me. Nobody wants me to relax, doesn't want me to laugh too much. So he can joke when he has my body.
Okay. Now,
So
Babakwaa, yeah.
This guy, when he was in a lower form, was some kind of a high priest that would help people, that would make children laugh and stuff like that. That's why he's this.
That reminds me of like Friar Tuck from Robin Hood. No, he was like a friar, but he was always kind of the comic.
He was the funny one. So yes, that's his job. He's the type of teacher that uses laughing and happiness this way to teach.
Oh.
He was very popular. The name Babakwaa comes from his past life.
Oh, interesting.
He was a teacher called Babakwaa, or not a teacher, some type of a high priest. Or I was saying that it's really hard for him to explain sometimes what he wants to express, especially about other worlds and stuff like that, because our language is really limited. It's been done like this by purpose. Oh wow. I think he's showing me the times of the Sumerians and oh wow.
Babakwaa, get out of my head now. He's been watching all my videos that I haven't even put out yet.
He's showing me Atlantis. Oh, wow, you should see this place. Oh wow.
So what we've been talking about this week, Patrick, was the way that language was designed to for specific reasons and specific purposes. There's certain commonalities between all the languages. Most of them come from Sanskrit, other than the native people's languages. And you can be used for manifesting or casting spells and things like this. And then another thing that came up this week was the Sumerian King. Babakwaa, can you tell me anything about this Sumerian King I saw in my Templars journey? Am I going to be able to meet him again?
He's saying it's more than a king.
What is that? Please, that guy on that throne, we knew he's a Sumerian, but something about him is just, I feel such an attachment and a calling. What is it?
Soul of the man you're talking about is a very old soul. He was one of the true. Is it one of the true Templars? Or you start speaking of one of the Templars or something like that?
We believe that he's the one that gave the Templars their knowledge. But we're not sure yet.
He's a founder of the not the elect,
Elite?
the apprentice, the selected ones.
Is his name?
He was the creator of the majestic. He was not a king, but he's the founder of the Templars, I think.
It seems like he comes from way before the Templars to me. If he's a Sumerian, Sumerians were around long before the Templars, right?
Okay. He's speaking about his soul. He's been around for. Is he still around? Yes.
So he's an ascended master then.
Yes. Okay. He's not in body today.
Mm-hmm.
No, okay. He's not. He doesn't have a physical body. He did not want to have a journey through darkness. Mm-hmm. He had lived enough darkness, something like that. Mm-hmm. He's saying. So he did not come back with physical body. He's waiting.
Okay.
But he's part of the system here. He's one of the highest, a very high soul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the vibration.
From one of the crown family. He's showing me the oh wow. The soul families are all colors, are all the chakra colors.
Oh wow. Okay.
So what we see as the reptilians are the red color, which the ground below the lowest by I don't know the lowest vibration. Again, it's all in relation. Everything is related to that system, to that chakra system.
What color?
Soul families, planets,
color?
Star systems.
What color is this Sumerian?
What color? What? Bronze.
Bronze. Interesting.
Look, it looks like copper.
Bronze or copper? Okay. So what chakra would that represent?
The age of darkness. Okay. It's following. He says that this soul tried to peddling of the knowledge, but
The soul tried to do what?
to prevent the knowledge that they had accumulated to fall in the wrong hands or something like that,
Mhm.
or to be like that, and it did fall in the wrong hands anyway.
Mm. Is this soul going to want to share it with us at this time? Would you be happy to do that, or unhappy?
And Babakwaa is saying that would have to lower the vibrations to levels he cannot come through. He cannot follow us to do
Okay.
this. But he's
Okay.
saying that I could. He says that I'm getting to a point where I'll be able to do it if I cannot do it at the moment.
Okay.
But he says that I have the abilities to connect to these beings, I guess, spirits or souls.
Mhm. Is this being's name Gilgamesh, or is it a different name?
He's not. He's not relating. He's not moving. He's not saying anything. Not answering.
Interesting.
Why?
Because we've seen pictures of him where they label him as Gilgamesh, but we don't know if they're right. They could be wrong about that.
Yeah, it looks like the name is wrong.
Okay. I thought it was. I just wanted to be sure.
Maybe he says that maybe the relation is right, but the name is wrong.
Okay.
Something is wrong with the name or something like that.
Right. Because they give us a name that is different than the right name because that hides the true vibration of the individual. We believe they're given titles in place of names
And
sometimes.
he just smiled like you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
he's smiling.
and as long as we're on this topic, Babakwaa, can you talk to me about the name John and the name Mary in the Bible? We feel like John the Baptist is not really a name and that Mary Magdalene is not really a real name. We think that John and
He's
Mary
got
are both titles.
both. He's got both hands over his eyes. He says the Bible. When you do, he's looking. He's looking at the Bible like it's a scandal or something.
Right. Like he's reading the National Enquirer or something, right? Okay, so we'll leave that. That's just too
He
deep of a
doesn't
rabbit
even
hole.
want to look.
He's just like, oh God.
Oh
Would
boy.
when we do some more of these large group sessions like we did recently, would Babakwaa like us to kind of invoke him or use his name or call in his energies at the beginning of the session?
Oh boy. Oh yes, oh yes.
Oh
Yes,
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 oh
yes.
yes. All right, you're in,
Yes.
Babakwaa. We got you. I'll call you in from everything from now on.
He's saying that, oh, there are times where he will be able to enter my body much easier.
Hmm.
Um, it's all in relation to a lot of my energies, yours, and the planet's energy. They're showing me the moon also,
Mm. What about the moon?
and he's showing me a star system also in relation to. So there is, and he's saying that eventually it's just gonna get much easier for me to channel him. Oh wow! He's saying that will eventually be able to connect or like stay connect with and connect with the Akashic records. I'll be able to just really relax and connect to him.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, Babakwaa, Patrick wants to know some things about the event. He feels like he's having some visions. He's been seeing things that maybe other people don't see. And he's seeing a lot of colors. Can you tell him what's going on about that? I'm sure you know what he's thinking.
He's saying that I was right when I said that it's because my vibration is really high, and that's why I'm seeing. If I was to be sad or unhappy, I wouldn't be able to see it.
Okay. What is he seeing?
The shift of energy, the changing.
Okay.
You see,
so Gaia's aura?
seeing Saturn? Saturn. I guess. Okay. There's an alignment to Saturn that is bringing new energies to Earth. And there's an element to this, the galactic center that is bringing new energies that we're in. And those energies are taking control of the planet, or the consciousness of it. Not taking control, that's wrong.
Right.
They're aligning. It's more like aligning, you say, with the consciousness of the planet, and those colors are in relation to the changes. So our field of energy, the sky will eventually become, for some of us, like a giant rainbow. We'll see colors shifting everywhere.
So this is
And
a
oh wow, it's showing me flowers. The higher we raise in those energies and those vibrations, and the higher that humans raise their energies, like the more and more we're gonna go into the event, into these changes, there will be new species of flowers.
Oh
wow. New plants, new
this
species
is so
of
fun.
flowers that come with vibrations. And some of these plants can communicate with humans. Trees also. Oh wow.
How long do we have to wait for that?
Oh, it's still quite a while.
Okay.
But okay. The new beings on New Earth will be able to keep memory. You will come in with your codes of memory, so you will remember from life to life. So it will be like one big life in reality. It will seem like it's one big life, even if we change bodies.
So awesome. Okay. All right. Is there anything else you'd want to tell us about the event that would be interesting to Patrick?
Saying we cannot take the conversation to where we'd like, because he's not allowed to influence our concepts of reality.
Right.
But he says, yes, there's a lot he'd love to tell us.
I'll come up with better questions next time, Babakwaa. I know that sometimes I leave them a little open-ended, and it makes it hard for you to answer them. Okay.
It's because he says it's a rule that he cannot transgress. He cannot step over these rules. It's big.
Fair enough. We appreciate that.
They cannot influence our reality consciousness. The field that we're in right now, we cannot influence it unless we ask him.
Okay.
Unless it's wanted.
Okay. Right, because if we ask a specific question, he can answer that. But if I just give him an open-ended thing, says, "What do you want to say about the event?" He's like, "Well, I can't I can't say it.
Yes, exactly.
That's how I try to trap people. I try to trick them sometimes. See, sorry, buddy.
Will be instead of throwing the real heroes in the loony bin, they will start leading again.
You know, we have some friends, Patrick, that have been put in the loony bin, and when they were there, they said, you know, I think a lot of those people weren't actually crazy.
This is some of the smartest people have been taken for fools.
Right?
Some of the most stupid people are still taken.
Hilarious.
Oh boy, he says it's a shame how mean and stupid these abusers are. And the fact that there's so many humans that they prefer to stay ignorant. Oh boy. God doesn't appreciate our music. He wants us to ask questions about our music. Yeah.
Because we have
He
the fourth.
wants a chance to empty his bag.
He wants what?
He wants to bitch at the new music or something. He wants to his bag. He says it's all listening to these days.
Right, because all the music is kind of written by just a very small amount of people, right? Like the music that we get to hear the most of, it's like got very few authors, and they just handpick the people that get to sing it, handpick the musicians. It's all controlled.
It's all controlled and prepared to keep kids at the lowest level possible, loving guns and dirty sex without love, and hard drugs that keeps the mind off track, off the good stuff. Yeah. And these drugs were. He's saying that these drugs were commercialized? No. These drugs were promoted? Yeah.
Okay. By like the CIA and stuff like that. They're introduced into the poor neighborhoods at first, and then we sing about them and glorify them and move them up the line.
Yeah, well, he says these drugs like crystal meth and speed and stuff like that, those dangerous drugs were promoted, like fentanyl and all that, to keep the other mind expanding drugs, to keep those out of reach, to keep them in the same bag as the other stuff. And there's also monetary showing a lot of money into it. But yes, it's all a good.
And then we also have the issue of the tuning, right? Everything's in that 440 hertz, which keeps you in a low vibration also instead of 432. Isn't that right?
This is a reason why they moved the music to 440 tuning. But there are other things also that have been. I think something has been done to the planet to change the frequencies to
the Schumann resonance
very, very low, or some. Yes, something is being done still by governments, and they show it running anymore, so it will soon fall.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call it a session on that. Is there any final message you'd like to give us, Babakwaa, before we go?
Yeah, he says he loves you. He loves me. Pretty happy. Hopes we do this again real soon. Oh,
okay.
He says if we do it in about 2 weeks, he'll be able to, about 10 days.
Okay.
He'll be able to, he's going to be able to channel. It says the moon, showing the moon. Something has to do with the moon. He should be able to channel through my body. Oh yeah.
Is it a new moon in 10 days, or is it an eclipse? Is it a full moon? What is it?
It's an alignment. says the energies are aligned perfectly for.
Okay, just a minute here. So that would be Saturday the 23rd?
Yeah.
Okay.
24th, 23rd, 22nd, 23rd, 24th would be good.
All right, I'm looking at my calendar right now, buddy. Just a minute here. Let's have a look at that thing. All right, so I got 22nd and 24th. Killer. We'll set something up. That sounds super fun. Okay, well,
it's much easier. Right? You could talk much faster and it's fun. And then go back to the super life. He says it's a feeling that is undescribable. Yeah, undescribable.
All right, well, I would like to thank everybody that came through for our session today. Wide awake, baby, wide awake. Can you see it? Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. And there it is, Guntake. Guntake. Do you see that where my cursor is?
Yeah,
Or wait, let's see.
Oh, Guntake. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Bangalore. Good. Yeah, it's right there, right. It's right where you said Guntake, a little higher. There should be close to the river.
Krishna River. And there's the Godavari River right above that.
It's the Krishna River, so for sure there is a temple there.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, and you said southeast, and so it's got to be down towards the end of the river where it comes out right around there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. And do you know what kind of a temple it was or what it was called? Or we just know that people went there and talked to dead people. They bring a present.
Yeah, I'm going to go on Google tonight. Okay, I remember. They bring flowers, and one lady was bringing yellow flowers and a bowl of
milk.
Milk, but not camel milk. But how do you say that? The camels that have only one bump.
Llama.
Yeah, it was milk from one of these animals.
Yes, I also remember they have some temples up there where there's like a lot of rats too that they give the milk to the rats, I guess, or something. But they're like kind of holy rats almost.
Yeah, that's true. Rats are holy in India and some Hinduism, and I don't know what relation to the belief it is, but I know there's something has to do with rats. You're right, and they do bring milk for the rats.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's the same temple as what we're talking about, but I do remember what you said is they bring a present, an offering, and then sometimes they will spend the night there, and then they can talk to dead relatives in that temple.
At the full moon. At the full moon also.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
I
cool.
remember that.
Yeah,
so I'm going to go on Google Earth tonight, and I'm going to try to find the temple, get the name, and try to get some images from the temple.
Yeah, and then and we can send you there too. We'll quantum travel there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How fun will that be? And you'll see it on a whole different level than a physical person will see it.
It's getting so much fun because things are getting clear. When I talk with Babakwaa now, I hear him. There's a voice now, but not all the time. But sometimes it gets the connection is so clear that the voice is coming in. I can hear his voice. It's wow. It's so cool. I was hoping for this for the longest time. I'm finally there.
Oh, I know.
Wow, man.
And they were also talking about, they've said this before, the ghosts are wanting to talk to you. But now this time they're saying, go talk to Hope about it and have her build in some kind of fail safes or something if you want to do it. And I just have the mind like there's going to be so freaking many of them that they're going to crowd your mind and you take your time and you're just so busy already. Do you really want to do that?
I'm going to tell you something about that. Mm-hmm. When I go, I do a lot of bicycle in summertime. Now it's winter. I can't visit. but I always go. There's a bike path and there's a small lake. It's called Fairy Lake,
Mhm.
and I go along the bike path around there. And but there's a cemetery, a very old cemetery by the lake, and I pass by every time I go biking. And every time I pass in front of the lake. It feels so weird. It's like people are whispering in my mind. It's
Mm.
almost, I can't hear any noise, any sounds, but it feels like some people are talking to me, but I can't hear it. I can't hear anything. But
Yeah, I mean,
the emotional, it's hard to explain. Um, like Babakwaa said, we don't have all the words necessary to express everything in the language we're using. I can see that sometimes he doesn't get impatient, but he's like searching with my mind. It's like
it's not there.
which word can I use? Yeah, and he's not finding anything, and he's like passing through my mind and again and again, and so
So
they're limited.
I've got my my calendar up here, right? We're gonna get together obviously on Wednesday. Now that's gonna be quantum travel number 13, dude. How is cool is that? Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And I always tell everybody that the more times you do it, the better it gets on so many different
Yeah.
levels. And I think
Oh yeah.
you are just living proof of that.
Oh
But
yeah.
here we are on lucky number 13. And guess what happens a couple days later? The 22nd, 23rd, and 24th is when we get a lunar alignment that's going to be super cool for Babakwaa. So
Yeah, we do the channeling.
I say what we do is we do the 22nd because if we really love it, we can go ahead and do it on the 24th again. which would
Okay,
be
yeah.
which would be very busy for us, but what the hell, right? So I'm
Yeah.
gonna put QTO down for that day.
And Baba, of course, told me not to worry. It's not gonna confuse my memory or anything. It's not like if I was doing this every second day or so. I just,
Oh,
yeah,
good.
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Okay, what we're gonna do then, Patrick, is I'm gonna organize a group. I'm gonna have everybody
Okay,
come in and join in and have lots of questions and just
cool.
really do something fun and different. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that'll be cool.
Okay, so let's talk about the
I
time
love it.
then. It's a Friday. Earlier in the morning, like 9, 10 a.m., 11 at the latest is best because we got a lot of friends that are in UK and Spain. So I'm thinking something
Well,
around like
you know
10
what?
a.m. or my time. So it'd be later your
We're
time
get,
still.
we're getting together next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So talk to the people
Okay.
and think about it. And next Wednesday we'll set up a time for
Okay.
if you
All
want to
right.
do it.
All right.
But
So just
I'm gonna leave it open. I'm gonna leave
all right.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday open.
Right on, buddy. Right on. Okay. And then there's your India map. Neato, neato. Oh, and then the other thing I want to talk to you about is did you see my Hall of Remembering at all? Did you go there at
Uh,
all? I don't think you
no,
did.
no, because he dropped me with something with colors.
So the first time I took somebody there, he saw all the colors, and then when I asked the Hall of Remembering to make him remember something, it all turned white. But that's all. But I don't know what he remembered. I don't know what happened. But
Because the Hall of Remembrance, when you were talking about it, then he started to explain something. But all I could see is like I was seeing space, like darkness, with stars in the background, like deep space. And then I saw some light lines starting to build, and then suddenly he started to talk about the Akashic records, and then boom, it all disappeared, and then bang, all the colors everywhere, and then there was layers over layers and layers within layers, and oh boy, it was so complicated to put in words what I was seeing. It's sometimes
I
it's
think you
so
did good.
beautiful what they're showing me, and I wish I could just give it all in words so that people could see it too, but it's yeah, it's not coming out.
So the way he described this, that we should use it, this is also the way that we're going to do probably like super learning for the kids so they can get A's on all their tests, right? But the idea is that you're going to build a relationship with Hal, and he's going to be your offsite memory.
Because what you're doing, you created a structure to connect to the Akashic records, something that the human mind can connect with. Because the Akashic records, it's unexplainable. It's not something, it's not a place, it's not a dimension, it's everywhere, it's light, and it's codes. It's too complicated to start explaining that to people. So the hall is a perfect structure for that. It's bravo. It's bravo. I love it.
I'll tell you what, I feel so blessed it was 4 different people's higher selves that helped me with this project. Like, I've been questioning them, saying, what do you think about this? Now, what's the next step? What's the next step? What's the next step? And then finally I was with this guy and I was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it right now. Bring it into fruition. I feel like we have it solidified enough, and boom. And that was yesterday or the day before. And so now it's a brand new thing. And I'm going to be adding rooms onto it as we go for different purposes.
We got good answers too. Hey, we were wondering about the memory, if we could extend it.
Yeah.
Yes, in a way we can, but it's not the physical memory. It's a connection to the Akashic records that makes our memory expand limitlessly.
Yeah. And then we'll do the thing too, where like if you just imagine yourself when you're going to sleep, that you're going to sleep in the dream room in the Hall of Record, remembering. And then when you wake up, you should be able to remember all your dreams too, which is going to be great for a lot of people.
You were saying something else on consciously working on expanding physical memory. Like if you're telling yourself, or if you're believing that your memory, your physical memory is expanding day by day, minute by minute, it will have an effect on the body. It may not get to the levels you'd like it to get, but at least it's going to help. It's going to give it a boost. And it was showing me, I think it's games. There are good games to expand memory, to make the physical memory become more structured or something like that.
Yeah, but I don't think we need that anymore.
No, but you know, when he speaks to me, sometimes there's 20 images just passing by in like half a second.
Yeah.
And sometimes I have to make up the what all the images means together, and I have to work a little bit with what I got to associate. And so I'm repeating what I've seen.
Yeah, because what happened is that's where we started, but then as we talked about it more and more, I feel like we kind of got past the point of actually needing that. Like, that's what I was originally thinking, and then I was like, oh, you know what? We don't need that.
No, because the more we go, the more we get into this age of enlightenment, the easier it's going to get to connect anytime to the Akashic records, to connect to almost any knowledge. You just have to come down, ask the deep questions, and go look for the answers, and it will come.
Yeah.
But we're not there yet.
That was a super fun session. Super fun.
Yeah. Was it long?
Ish. Longer than what we do with Hope, anyways.
Oh, that's 3 hours, close to 3 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay. So longer than I thought.
And my body feels okay. It's not like when I go with Hope, my body feels like it feels really good after, but I feel more normal now than when I go visit Hope. When I visit Hope, my mind feels expanded and a bit lost and really heavy.
And we've got another friend named Leandro, and he's the one whose higher self I use to make the Hall of Records. Okay. And this guy is so cool. He's one of the 2 people I've talked to whose soul predates the universe. Okay, so his soul is older than the universe. And he is involved in language creation on all the planets as a soul. So Arcturus, Andromeda, Pleiades, wherever you want to go. His soul was there when the language happened. Now, he didn't make the words, but what he does is he's the one that basically invents the sound. So as an example, if you look at a T, and that makes t, 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 right? Leandro's soul is the one that decided that t goes with T.
So he connects the sounds to the geometry.
Right. Thank you for clearing that up for me. I never quite understood it. Okay, so anyways, and he does all these light languages and stuff like this too, but he's got a star that wants to talk to him. And it's not Hope, it's a different one. It's okay, so in the Pleiades, they have the 7 sisters, and the one that wants to talk to him is named Electra, and she's the smartest of the sisters. And so essentially he's the equivalent of talking to the Akashic record, because she supposedly knows everything. So I'm like, okay, buddy, I'm locking you in. You're every freaking Monday, man. Let's go, right? But and maybe we'll do a session together with you guys.
Yeah, that star is like a universal or multiverse historian or something like that.
Yes, it's supposed to be the smartest of the 7 sisters in the Pleiades, and her name is Electra.
That would be cool.
Isn't that neat? Yeah. And so what would happen is maybe I can introduce you to Electra, and I can just introduce him to Hope, and you guys can both kind of back and forth, whatever mood you're in that day. You know, because as an example, when we wanted to do business, Babakwaa is better than talking to Hope. It's just not her thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Babakwaa is more connected to Earth's affair, to planet's affairs, than Hope. Hope is more like a god, almost like a super being. It's a star.
I tell everybody she's the goddess of the Arcturians, because that's what I feel like she is.
Of course, it's something like that because they're creating stars. It's those energies that creates us, our soul families. So, sure, but your description is pretty good.
Yeah, so I'll try to organize a session with you and Leandro as well. Super special person, and like of course and Ursula will be around. I was going to actually bring her in last week or Saturday, but we decided not to have a session. I had her sitting on standby. It's like, we do a session, I'm going to bring you in because I want Patrick to meet you because I know he's going to love you. And she's on a bunch of my videos too, so you can go look her up. But her name's Ursula. And I always joke with her because she managed to get her finger in every freaking pie. Like I've got.
Oh, you mentioned her, right? Babakwaa just mentioned her.
Babakwaa brought her up, and I had been thinking about bringing her in, but I never said anything to you yet. So this is like a confirmation type of a thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he brought up. He said her name and everything. And you don't know. Yeah. You never heard Ursula's name before, I don't think.
It could be. I could have heard it, but
yeah, in passing, but. You wouldn't know that she's the one that's involved in everything I do. She somehow gets her way into it. It's just like almost like Shelley, but in a different way.
I remember he said connect her or something like that. It'd be easy to connect to her also. Or and he said, yeah. I remember he said the more people you bring in, the more he can tease.
Sorry, suckers. So yeah, Patrick's gonna have to think long and hard about talking to the ghosts, but everybody else is gonna have to think long and hard about talking to Babakwaa. Let me just give you a warning and a disclaimer.
Yeah. Oh, but it's all good stuff, though. It's nothing mean. It's all funny stuff. So not to scare people. But, because some people could be scared of that because it's still a spirit teasing you,
So funny, man. Okay, buddy. Well, I will see you.
You know what it is.
Right. Well, we wouldn't be laughing so hard if it was bad, right? But
yeah, no. It's all good. It's all loving stuff anyway.
Yeah, man. It seemed like he had as good of a time as we did,
Oh, yeah.
And I'm so happy for that.
He tried I remember he tried about 2 or 3 times. He was sitting right beside me, and then he was trying to move. He came into me, and I could feel him and everything, but it was not connecting. Like he was trying to move, but he was moving outside the body. Like it just wasn't working.
So on Friday the 22nd, though, it's going to be
Yeah.
different.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
That
he
whole
showed
week,
me
get your freaking diet right. Do everything perfect that week, all right? It's a red letter day, a special week. We're going to go to next level stuff. So really prep good that week, all right?
Yeah. No, I
Next
want
week.
his personality to come through so he can joke and be really him. The way he likes to be.
Oh, that'll be so fun.
Yeah.
That'll be
All
so
right.
fun. Okay,
Okay,
so
so
yeah.
organize that, and
Yeah, I will.
next Wednesday we're gonna set everything up for. We're gonna.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll go see Hope too.
We're gonna confirm everything.
Yeah. And in fact, maybe next Wednesday, maybe I can get Leandro that day. We'll see. I'll check with him.
Okay. And meanwhile, maybe this weekend, if I can find some maybe that and work on our QTO also. There's still a bit of work to do there and all that. So I'll send you a text, and if we got both free time, work on the QTO stuff and
Evenings,
or chat or something.
Evenings are going to be better for me. I'm always busy in the mornings.
Okay, perfect.
All right. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right.
Love you,
Thanks,
brother.
it was a lot of fun. All right, take care.
Bye-bye.